Taurus, welcome to your October 2018 reading. And oh, Taurus, my heart is with you this month. I don't want to scare you. This is a really deep time for you all, though. I'm going to be honest. You're one of the first signs I wanted to talk to this month because you stood out from the pack for so many reasons. And one of the first ones that comes to mind is the fact that your ruling planet is going to be retrograde the vast majority of the month. It goes retrograde around the 5th/6th, depending on where you are in the world, and it will stay retrograde until November 17th. Now, when your ruling planet is retrograde, it affects you in the sense that it's a time to integrate. It's a time to check in. It's a time to take a moment and just make sure you are feeling through everything going on, especially because this Venus retrograde starts off in your opposite sign of Scorpio. As we know, when energy's in your opposite sign, it's time for mirror, it's time for reflection, it's time for integration, it's time for rebalancing. There's a lot of energy in Scorpio, obviously a lot of the month. By the time we hit, the 22nd, 23rd, we are in Scorpio season. Sun will be there. Jupiter's still in Scorpio. And that can really be heavy hitting. We have a Libran new moon on the 9th, which that's in your 6th house of how you're caring for your body. So you have your ruling planet going retrograde. You have a new moon in your 6th house of how you take care of yourself. And then you have your full moon. Happy Taurus full moon, my loves, on October 24th. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. I have such a fondness for energy. Like, for some reason, when the moon is in Taurus, amazing things happen in my life. So I'm always excited about a Taurus full moon. That's on the 24th, and that is going to just be highlighting you. And once again, in the midst of this Venus retrograde, that moon is going to be highlighting anywhere that you need to recalibrate and integrate. The card just fell on the ground. Let me pick it up. It is the Queen of Pentacles, which is gorgeous. I love that. When I think of the Queen of Pentacles, I think about Taurus in your best light, when you really are taking such good care of yourselves, when you really are honoring your space, when you really are centered and you're taking that time. It's the thing that I feel with you all, though, is it's kind of intense. It's not bad. It's not scary. It doesn't have that energy. But the thing with this Venus retrograde for you, 3 of Swords, is this, is that there are certain pains, fears, self-limiting beliefs that are very sneaky and can sneak up over time and hit up against you. And this Venus retrograde is truly a gift because it gives you the chance to check in with those little points of pain in your mental process and release them. I know the 3 of Swords looks really scary, but I'm a big proponent of when this card shows up, this isn't about third parties and cheating and all that drama. Like, nobody comes to my channel for that shit. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is we're talking about our processes. We're talking about how we honor ourselves, right? We're talking about how we can implement practices that help us grow, expand, utilize the collective energy to become our best selves and enjoy life. When the 3 of Swords shows up, we're looking at our mental process. We're looking at where we pinprick ourselves. We judge ourselves. We have high standards for ourselves that are stopping us from living a truly healthful, vibrant life, right? And they can be really subtle. It's not always about these big things, you know. I know a lot of you really care and love for yourself, as evidenced by this beautiful Queen of Pentacles, right? It's like, I know you guys have such good, healthy ways about you, like as far as how you own your space and how you do that, but these can be very subtle things. That's why I'm saying this Venus retrograde is kind of a gift. And, you know, the Venus retrograde is going all the way till November 16th. So you have some time with it. It'll be in your opposite sign basically all of the month in Scorpio until the 31st, and then it heads into Libra. then it retrogrades the rest of the time back into Libra. 10 of Swords. Okay. Man, Taurus, I feel like we've been having talks all summer, or the last few months. I know not everybody was in summer. Some of you were in winter recently, but we've been having talks for the last few months about you setting healthy boundaries and not letting sword people, air people, people with lots of arguments get into your head. So this is what's interesting about this retrograde. Page of Wands. Okay, there's the recharge. Venus retrograde is interesting. Obviously, it affects you guys very specifically because it's your ruling planet. It does have the potential to bring people back from your past or bring situations back from a past you don't feel was resolved or you have questions about or you don't feel at peace with. A whole chunk of cards just fell. Let's see what came out because I have a feeling that this is more about this situation. Yeah. 5 of Swords. Page of Cups. Queen of Wands. The Moon. And the Lovers. Okay. There's a couple layers to this story. Sometimes the past comes back during Venus retrogrades because we have something we need to figure out. We have a question about the situation or the scenario or how it all played out that we need an answer to in order to move forward. And I'm kind of getting that from you guys. And once again, when you have Venus retrograde in your opposite sign, the energy is really illuminating mirror anywhere where you feel like, did I do enough? Am I asking the right questions? Have I tried enough? You guys have very high standards for yourselves. You work really hard. You never give yourselves a break. That is one side of you guys that I do know. And so you're going to have some of these questions coming up. And what I'm kind of seeing here, we need to put this to rest for good. We need to put some of these past traumas, these past fears to rest for good. And this is the gift of the Venus retrograde. This is the gift of October for us and for you, my Taurus family. And that is exactly what I'm seeing here in the cards. I knew that this was going to be a very poignant reading, and I knew that this was going to hit home in a lot of different ways, but I didn't know exactly how. But now that I'm feeling through your energy and I'm sitting here with it and I'm seeing the cards, it all makes so much sense. So let's talk about it. Okay, here you are. Queen of Pentacles. Everything's going well. That's what I will say. Your roots are strong, and you have a grounding and an understanding and a basis that's going to carry through you just fine. This isn't a time of big external drama this month. It's not about big external drama. You have your roots, you have the things around you that you need, you're taking very good care of yourself. However, there's this, right? Now, Swords energy is associated with our minds and our mental energy and where we use that energy. And what I'm seeing here is, any themes of betrayal, any themes of misunderstanding, the inability to speak or express yourself and be understood to specific people or situations. That is a painful process that really can't be explained until you've experienced it, where you try your best to be as direct and clear as you can be. Taurus, I know you guys are very good at being direct and clear. I value that so much about you guys. It's such a great quality. And even when you're being as direct and clear and have great boundaries, some people just don't understand them. And somehow it's weird. I don't feel like this is happening in the current moment this month, but I do feel like this is something from your past. It's something that you still question, like, did I do enough? Have I done enough? It doesn't always have to be external drama too. This can be about something that's going on inside of yourself. If you're self-doubting, if you're worried that you can't get away with doing this next thing, if you're worried that if you do it, you will fail and you will be stabbed in different ways, there's a lot of worry here that you didn't do it well enough, that you aren't doing it well enough, that you haven't tried hard enough. So what we're doing here, like I said, is we're taking a moment to check in with this part of our hearts, because you guys, your hearts are so big and you feel so much, and it's okay to feel this, and it doesn't have a judgment on it. It doesn't have a requirement on it. All we're wanting to do here is release this. and release this heaviness and release this heartache so that we can kind of start a new energetic cycle, right? Page of Wands energy is it's kind of interesting here in the month because in many ways I feel like the magic of October is a very secretive, subtle, soft, quiet speaking. In general, in the collective, it's not about big, over-the-top displays. What we're kind of doing in October this year is really engaging with the unseen and tapping into that energy so that we can see beautiful, amazing, magical things that start to really show up November, December. But you guys have the Page of Wands here coinciding with this deep introspection, this deep healing, this deep moment of like looking over relationships that have been painful for you, looking over mental spaces that have been painful for you so that you can let them go. But here's the thing, I think that is releasing for you some kind of creative juices and giving you a chance to really, it's almost like a flame is lit in the freedom that is experienced from letting this go. It's like being in a dark dungeon cellar and, you know, you've been sitting there, you've been sitting with your ghosts all chained up all around you, and then you realize you're not alone, and this candle is lit across the way from you, and there's this mystic sitting across from you with this flame, and you see it all, and you see this new path. That just like popped up as I'm sitting here talking to you. Sometimes, you know, these things come in tandems. I think they often do. The creative process and then the releasing and the healing all coming together like that is so beautiful. So let's continue this conversation because we have all that at the base, and then these 5 cards came out as a nice little family package. And it's so interesting. I mean, look, okay, so we have the Page of Wands, we have this light in the dark, we have this spark, and then we have the 5 of Swords, and then we have another page. So we keep going back and forth. You can kind of see the pattern here. Swords, new beginning, new opening. Swords, new beginning, new opening. I think you may be finding you are dipping into one foot and then the other, one foot and then the other to feel this energy out. And so 5 of Swords, you know, betrayal, self-trust. These things are coming up. And I mean, I just think that you guys are looking through where you put your energy, where you put your mental thoughts, where you put effort into friendships, what have you, and it's all coming up to the surface so that it can be washed away. But in doing that, you really are freeing up energy because this Page of Cups is such good news when it comes to your emotional bonds, to the people who really do have your back, to the positive familial events that are around you, to all of that warmth that comes up when you are such a loved person. There is so much abundance here. So it's just both of the things are happening at the same time. And like I said, I think that makes so much sense because you think about it, you have those releases, you know, with this new moon in your 6th house and then with your Taurus full moon, it's like you have these big emotional releases and a lot of times you have those. And then over the next couple of days, amazing synchronicities start happening and amazing phone calls come in and the right people come in and the right conversations come in so that you can start the next project, right? So that's kind of what's happening here. So just kind of be prepared for the fact that you are going to have both happening. You're going to be feeling very abundant, very full, very creative, very much that candle being sparked open and broken open so that you can see. And also old questions coming in, old hauntings coming in as well. So you've got both, Taurus. But here's the thing, you know, you look at these last 3 cards and it's still continuing to speak to the dualism, right? So Queen of Wands is coming up. You've got a couple queens here in this reading, right? We started with the Queen of Pentacles. Now we have Queen of Wands. These are visionary energies. And the Queen of Wands is especially visionary. This is one of the psychic queens. She's psychic in the sense that she can see the action that needs to be taken. She reserves her energy to move until it's the right time to take the action. So she's a very good observer. And what I would say this month, with this here next to the moon and then surrounded by the Page of Cups, observe yourself, observe your surroundings. I'm always saying this to you guys, and you're already very observational people. The thing with you all is that because you can play the long game and because you have that stamina to get things done over a long period of time and to continue to show up, you can utilize this skill. This is always going to be a skill set that's to your advantage. You're going to be observing yourself more than anything. And you're going to be observing where you have obstructed yourself or where you have not let a secret desire for what you want to create or build yet fully come into manifestation. I think sometimes you all stop yourself from fully daydreaming. And it's a very subtle thing that happens because you think, you start the daydream about this next thing and then you say, no, I can't do that because it might break my heart if I fully daydream it. I think this month, part of the process we are going into here is to allow yourself to fully daydream this next iteration of yourself, to fully daydream this candle that's lit in this dungeon, in this darker cellar spaces of yourself where you felt pain or loss in the past. We are sparking a light, we are seeing, we are witnessing, and we are releasing. And in doing that, we're allowing ourselves to daydream more efficiently. You have a lot of magic in your bones, Taurus. And magic in your bones comes from both the times of triumph and the times of loss, questioning, fog, and lack. And whether it's far in your past, things that have happened 2 decades ago, or something that's just happened recently over the last few months, it's okay to witness each of these things as they come up. And then to give yourself that grace and that honor. Because the Lover's here at the end is the balance. It's the beautiful balance of having the knowledge that you are both dark and light. You have been through some losses. You have been through some pain, but it doesn't define you. And you are free to be loved, free to create, free to let your ideas flow. It's pretty powerful stuff, you all. It really is. And I'm with you on this journey. I love you guys so much. I miss my Tauruses. I'm very far away from my Tauruses right now. My grounded Taurus women. There's 2 of you out there who are really, really special to me. Tiffany and Kathy. I love you guys so much. And I mean, I kind of wish I was there to be with you in October. But I love you guys so much. We're going to pull 1 card from the Cosmic Tarot. I don't know if I said that already. This is emboldening energy. This is very powerful time for you all. Go in there with bravery. Queen of Pentacles popped out. Beginning and the end. Alpha, Omega. 2 Queen of Pentacles. You have this. You already did the work. You've already shown up. Now it's just a bit of a slideshow to work through any of your old iterations, any of your old identities, and move to the next stage. You have it, my loves. You have it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this is helpful for you if you do find that this Venus retrograde is bringing up some old haunts, some old spooks. Don't worry, it's all okay. You've done the work. You've done so much already to get here today. I will see you in November. I'm still doing personal readings. The calendar right now I'm booking in, I believe, late November and early December. So you'd want to check my calendar out on my website. I'll leave that below. You can follow me at the SARAHTAROT on Instagram. I would love to see you over there. I'll leave all my info in the description box. And of course, PinkLune, my Taurus queen, my Taurus empress. She's always creating new things. She's always finding new ways to connect with the grounding and the beauty of life. And she's giving you 15% off. So all that info is also in the description box. I love you guys. Thanks for sitting here with me and doing this heart to heart. I can't wait to see what beautiful bounty comes from this. Have a beautiful October.